Hi everyone, my name is Skylar Hand and I am going to be collaborating with Tona at the paper Seahorse to talk about National Letter Writing Month. Now the idea behind National Letter Writing Month is that you try to set a goal to send a card or a letter every day in the month of April. And today I'm going to show you something that I accidentally discovered and created to send traveler's notebooks in the mail to hold letters to your pen pals. The supplies are really simple. All you need is a notebook insert, a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, probably on the thicker side because if you send this overseas, it needs to be able to travel well. So I've just got a regular piece of scrapbooking paper, a pair of scissors, an address, and some stamps. It's super simple and easy concept, and it's really easy to get started. I started this with one of my pen pals last summer, I believe it was, and we really enjoy it because all of our correspondence stays inside of the insert. And I've started this with a few new pen pals, and I really like the idea because if you're like me and you have quite a few pen pals, you tend to forget the little details, like when their birthday might be, or what their children's names are, or what their spouse, the spouse's name, or what city they're in, or what country that they're in. If just the little kind of details, and you kind of forget what you have already mentioned in letters previous, but this way your letters are all contained in a notebook. So I'm going to give you kind of an easy idea of what I mean. Now this is just a regular standard traveler's notebook insert. This is the craft paper. It doesn't matter what kind of insert you use, or if you make your own, that's fine. But the idea is that you write your letter in the notebook, and then you wrap it up and you mail it to the participant or your pen pal. They respond to your letter in the notebook, they mail it back, and it just keeps going back and forth between the two of you, or you can send it to multiple people. It doesn't matter how you decide to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I do this. I'm going to put it back in the plastic just because I like to keep the notebooks protected. And I like to send them back and forth in the plastic in case they get caught in weather. The notebooks kind of stay protected. So all you need to do is you need to choose your paper and what side you want it to be on. Choose what side you want the outside of the envelope to look out. So the idea is that we're going to cover this insert with this 12 by 12 piece of paper. It's going to create a custom size envelope that you can just put an address on and mail it out. Now you can see I have not cut off the branding strip. You don't need to. If you want to, you can. It's not necessary. The way that we're going to fold this up is that it isn't really necessary. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this kind of in the middle, maybe a little lower on one side than the other. It truly really doesn't matter in the end, and you'll see why. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the paper up and kind of create a gentle fold on both sides, the top and the bottom. And you're just going to pull it in and create a gentle fold, and then take the insert out and then line it up to the edge of the paper and then make a tighter fold. And then just flip it around and do the same thing. And you're going to open it back up, and then you're going to bring up this middle section right here to meet the edge of the notebook. And like I said, you're just creating a gentle kind of fold so that you can see where to cut the paper. So you're going to take your scissors at this point, and you're going to find that line, and you're going to fold or cut up into where you did that gentle fold where you met the tip of the notebook. And you're going to do that on both sides. I'm just going to get closer here so you can see. This paper is kind of hard to tell, but you're just going to see if I can get that to focus. You're just going to take your scissors and cut along that crease up to where you folded up against the notebook. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take those three sides and fold them up. You'll do that on both sides. Then you'll stick your notebook in after you have written your letter, and we will be discussing that in the next video. But right now, I just want to show you guys how to create the envelope and the basic idea behind this project. You're going to put the notebook in between and under this. You'll take one of the sides. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to do the bottom because that was the side that I cut a little smaller. And you'll fold it up, and I'm just gonna cut this a little wider. I don't think I cut it right on the crease, so it's giving me some problems. Do the same thing over here. This paper is kind of hard to see where that crease is, but it's an easy fix. So I'm just gonna fold it up into this, and you can kind of see what's happening right here. And then you're gonna take this flap, and you're just gonna kind of bend it like this and slide it under this paper. Now it's a little tricky, but once you've got it in, it'll just kind of slide right on in. It kind of just kind of flows right on in. And some paper is more finicky than others. Like I said, this is thicker, so it's harder to get in, but once you're doing it yourself, you'll see what I mean. You're just going to get that to slide in. And then you'll do the same on the opposite side. You'll just kind of take it, trying to get a good angle on this, and slide it in. And it just kind of slides in. Now the idea behind this is that you don't have to use tape or anything, and the envelope is finished. Now if you want to use tape to secure that this stays closed, it's absolutely acceptable. You don't have to because it's pretty snug. I usually do just for aesthetic purposes. I have a ton of washi tape, so I love to use it, and I don't know, I like the look of it, and it creates like this finished product. So once you're done folding the envelope in, you could always include other things to put in, but like I said, I'm just showing you how to make the envelope and the basic idea behind the purpose of this. I believe if you're sending it in the United States, based on how much stuff you put in, you should get away with only having to put 1 or 2 forever stamps on it. I usually put a little more in mine, so they tend to be a little heavier. You should always go to your local post office and make sure, because some prices change based on other things. Sorry, I've got this light in here I'm trying to battle with, but yeah, just put your regular postage up here. If you want to, if it makes you feel more comfortable, you could always take it to your post office and have them weigh it. And if you use a piece of paper like this, it's kind of busy, you could always just use a shipping tag to write the address on, so that, you know, the post office doesn't get upset with having to fight to see the name of the person it's going to and the address. So that's it. Just a really simple, easy way to send some snail mail to a pen pal of yours, and it's something that you can keep forever. Once the notebook is filled up, whomever has the notebook last, like if you use the last 2 pages, you mail it to your pen pal to read your letter, that pen pal gets to keep it, but they also get to start up a new notebook so that you don't have to keep starting the new notebook. It goes back and forth, which is a really great idea, and it's just fun. I just like the idea of this. So if you're in the Florida area and you're interested in letter writing, the Paper Seahorse is also going to be hosting a letter writing social. I think on April 29th, I believe, is when they're having it. Make sure that you go check out their Facebook page, their website, their blog, and their Instagram, I think. And if you're not a member of the Florida Traveler's Notebook users group, be sure to add yourself to that group. I'll leave everything linked down below so you can find it easily. Until next time, that's all I have. Stay tuned for the next video that we're going to be discussing what you can do inside of the notebook, how you can decorate it, what to include in your letter, and just basic having fun with the whole idea of this. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.